Hey friends, Peggy Hall back with you. Today is Thursday. It's October 10th, 2024. And this video is called Milton and Me. I want to tell you what I went through with the hurricane yesterday. Thank you everyone for your prayers, your emails, your phone calls, your text messages. We are all right. We are unscathed. We did not have any damage. However, people not too far from me cannot say the same. There were tornadoes that ran through these neighborhoods and streets. I'm going to share with you some of that devastation. We are currently in Florida. We are here part-time. We still live in California. We are doing what God has called us to do, which is to defend his truth and freedom. We needed a breath of fresh air to get away from the chem-clouds, the crime, the communism in California. It was so hostile. It was so dangerous for us. There was so much anxiety and oppression, and we are finding ourselves to be very effective in continuing this fight. And I can't wait to meet healthy Americans here in Florida. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to look over at my Instagram page. Yesterday, I was sharing a lot of updates on Instagram, and imagine seeing something like this on your TV screen, multiple tornado warnings. And I was getting tornado warnings on my phone where the county was calling. All right, my understanding is all of this red area, these are the tornadoes coming in. And so we were getting these warnings on TV and we were getting the warnings on the phone, and it's just what you hear, those emergency alerts, and then telling you to take cover immediately. So you can watch this. I know it's a little hard to hear right here, but you can watch this on my Instagram page, which is the Healthy American Peggy Hall. Please subscribe.
And we're not even sure if it was the same tornado or another tornado that followed right in behind. It was literally one tornado after another in the same area, falling in the same line, like just driving down the road. It was really, really incredible to watch.
It's coming right here.
All right, this what you're seeing here is footage from a girlfriend of mine. We don't live in the exact same area, but she was taking a picture of this hurricane from her balcony. And the video that I just shared with you here was the newscaster saying that these tornadoes were coming one right after the other in the same track, in the same area. So very sadly, there was tornado damage where in the area where we are. And a friend of mine who lives a few miles away, the tornado went right down their street. And I texted her to see if she was all right. And she said that her next door neighbor's house was in her yard. The storm did that damage. And luckily, there were no people or animals that perished, but there was a lot of destruction. I'm going to do a couple more videos for you today, and I've got one about how DeSANTIS handles disasters. And I want to list for you the things that he did and that he is doing to help the state prepare and endure and recover from these disasters. And I want to give just a contrast to states like California and Hawaii that are so completely inept and corrupt, or maybe intentionally destructive, to just compare and contrast those things. So people that you talk to in Florida are very grateful. And I know I don't want to get into politics here, and there are plenty of people that don't care for it either. But would I rather be in a state in a disaster with Newsom or with DeSantis? So my husband went out to do a couple of things, and he said that the grocery stores, some of them are still shut down, and they also had some power outages, which is why it's so very important to prepare as we did. And you want to have everything in order. And he did say, and he saw that there were service trucks, already linemen out there getting the power back up and running, and there were emergency vehicles just on standby. So I'll talk about that in greater detail, but suffice it to say that the state of Florida was prepared. And luckily, the storm hit a little further south, so it didn't roll into Tampa Bay where they were anticipating more devastation. It was a little bit further south, a little less populated, where the bay didn't have that potential for before the storm surge that they were calling unsurvivable. So what I wanted to share with you actually were a couple of other videos that I could not get onto my computer. So I'm just going to share them with you here. This first one comes from a friend of mine who was actually driving down the street. As I say, this is a few miles from where we are. By the grace of God, we were spared. All right, here's another one. So these came from a few miles away. I'm just not going to play the sound right here. It's just very heartbreaking. Luckily, as I say, that people and the animals were spared. In an upcoming video, I'm going to share with you where you can donate to a couple of animal rescue groups who sadly, well, one in particular, the facility was damaged. The animals were all right. And so a lot of trees down, houses. These houses are made out of wood. They call them framed houses. And so you can see that picture right there. There was a lot of damage from the house as well. Many people live in houses made out of concrete, and that way they can withstand the storms better. So we are all right. I want to thank all of you. It was very terrifying. We weathered the storm, and we were grateful that we kept our power on. We were able to actually watch the news. I don't watch the news, but in this case, I wanted to be up to date in terms of what was going on safety-wise. I was signed up for all of the safety alerts. And overall, I would say that the loss of life and property was much less than anticipated. So just a short video to bring you an update to let you know that I'm fine. Everyone was asking. And stick with me. I want to share with you exactly what DeSANTIS did to prepare, what he's doing now during the recovery, and how I think a couple of states, especially California and Hawaii, for to name two, could actually model what DeSantis is doing in terms of better preparing and also the recovery. So that's great to know as well. And then I want to talk to you about a couple of really bad hurricanes that hit Florida like 100 years ago, and how luckily in the state of Florida, they are better with preparations and so forth. And I'll have a video for you about these animal rescue groups if you're interested in donating like I have done. And I want to thank all of you that have sent me your information in the recovery of Hurricane Helene. And I've got a Substack where I am compiling places where you can donate. I always recommend that local is better. It goes right to the people if you know people. And then I'll have a video for you showing a couple of areas that were hit by the hurricane. Luckily, I mean, this is unbelievable, but the animals did not perish, at least in our area here. But I did want to let you know about one rescue group in particular that I have visited, and I have sent a donation. Many of you are asking me about reputable groups. Thank you for emailing me ones that you know, both in Florida and then in the South, the areas that were hard hit by Helene. So again, you can reach me at support@thehealthyamerican.org. Please make sure that you're subscribed. I know that YouTube is freezing the subscriber count. They're unsubscribing you. Join me every day. That's 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I'm here Monday through Friday. And I appreciate you being on board as healthy Americans. If you haven't gotten on my free Substack, now is the time to do so. It's peggyhall.substack.com. You get written summaries of my videos here. Many of the videos I do written summaries. And then I also will give you links to the information that I present. Thank you again, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next broadcast.